What's up, everybody? Welcome back to Real Talk Recovery, where we talk about recovery from addiction and I share my life with you. My name is Nicole and I'm a person in recovery. My sobriety date is July 13th of 2015. What's going on, everybody? Come on in. So earlier today we did a relapse prevention handout from Self Recovery and it was really good. I think a lot of people really enjoyed it. Hey, Wicca, what's happening? It's had a very odd turn. What's going on? Talk to us. Tell us all about it, honey. Welcome, welcome, welcome. So, what do y'all want to talk about tonight? Do you guys want to talk about something in particular? If you do, let me know and I will, we can talk about whatever you guys want to talk about. I will tell you guys this. I am tired. We went to the pumpkin patch today. It was hot as hell outside, which was one thing I hate about Arkansas is that it's always freaking hot, dude. It's like, come on. I'm ready for freaking cold winter to be here already. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on with it, cold winter. So y'all come on in, drop your sobriety dates in the comment section. If you're not sober yet, that's okay too. You can still hang out with us. Relationships in sobriety. That's a great one. Okay, that's what we'll talk about. That's what we will talk about. That sounds like a great idea. Wicca, I know you've been struggling. You know I'm doing the self-recovery thing. If you want to join, I mean, it costs money, but it's a good program. The link to it is in my bio. You should check it out. Okay, relationships and recovery. That's a great topic, dude. So y'all know me and my husband, we got sober together. So I can share with you guys, how we did that and then the struggles we've had since getting sober together, all kinds of stuff, you know what I mean? So come on in, we'll talk about that. That sounds like a good topic for today. Absolutely sounds like a great topic. Woo! Okay, let me see if I can find us a meditation to go with it, okay? Relationships, what do you know? I know we'll be able to read something out of here that has something to do with relationships. Come on in, y'all. Oh, well, here we go. It's amazing how my attitude towards others tends to return to me like a basketball rebounding off of a backboard. My impatience with other people often generates even more impatience with myself and my world. When I am unkind to someone, I get defensive and expect others to be unkind to me. Likewise, when I accept someone unconditionally, I find that my whole world feels safer. So it's in my best interest to treat others as I wish to be treated. I try to imagine that my words and actions are being addressed to myself, because in the long run, I generally get back what I give out. If I'm unhappy with what I receive, I might try looking for that same behavior in myself. It may not take exactly the same form, but I find that whatever I dislike in another is something that I dislike in myself. The reverse is also true. What I admire in others probably reflects an admirable quality within me. Today's reminder. There is something for me to learn from every interaction I have with other people. I will make an extra effort today to take note of the attitudes I'm giving and receiving, because they both can teach me about myself. I like that. Okay. So, are you guys treating people the way you want to be treated? Are you treating people like shit? Straight up. Ask yourself that. I really work hard on trying to treat others the way I want to be treated, because I know what it feels like to be treated like shit, and it's not a good feeling. I know what it feels like to be talked about, made videos about, all those things, right? It's not fun. Hey, Missy, it's not fun when that's happening. It doesn't feel good. It's not entertaining. It's not exciting. It's not ha-ha funny. It's not laugh out loud. It sucks. It sucks. So, relationships and recovery. So, first of all, you guys, if you're not in a relationship when you get sober, don't get into one. Everybody's like, oh, that's not a rule. You can get into a relationship with somebody if you want to, but I'm going to tell you something right now. If you don't know how to take care of yourself and stay sober, then you're not going to be able to do a relationship in a healthy way. Getting sober and learning how to love yourself is the priority. Okay. Not finding a woman to marry, not finding a man to marry, not going out and trying to make a baby. The main focus should be on you and your sobriety and changing your life. It's just like the old saying, if you can't love yourself, how can you love somebody else? Ow. Sorry. The reason why I picked so many bad boyfriends back in my day is because I was broken. So I attracted what I was. I attracted unhealthy people to me because I was unhealthy. And so when you're out looking for a man and you're unhealthy, you're going to attract an unhealthy man. And then you're going to ask yourself, why did I do this? He cheated on me again. Well, sister, because you're not healthy, If you're a girl who's in recovery or a guy who's in recovery and you're trying to do the just friends with benefits thing just so you can knock boots with people, that's also not healthy for you either. Because 9 times out of 10, when you're trying to be friends with benefits, what happens, y'all? Somebody always starts catching feelings in the relationship, and then you end up hurting somebody, okay? And that always ends on bad terms, or a lot of times it does. And so it's easy to try and find a boyfriend or a girlfriend when you get sober. You know why? Because you don't want to focus on yourself. The last thing addicts and alcoholics want to do is focus on what's really important, and that's like healing ourselves. We'll do everything that we can to negate the work, to not do the hard work. And that's why so many people, when they try to get sober, they don't stay sober. They don't make it. They relapse because they'll do everything except for the work. They'll go to the meetings. They'll get them a sponsor just to say they have it. But they will not do the internal work. They will not do their steps. They will not go to therapy. They will not do anything that has to do with anything about taking responsibility or looking within themselves. You know why? Because that's the hard part. The hard part is actually taking responsibility for your actions and reflecting on the person that you were in active addiction. Because once you start reflecting on the person you were and you start realizing the hurt and harm that you caused other people, your family members, your children, your husband, your best friend, whatever, then you start feeling some type of way. It's not a good feeling. It sucks. It's a sucky feeling to realize damn, I was fucking people over that whole time. And that's part of the healing process is seeing where you did wrong and where you can do better. You know what I mean? That's why a lot of people here on TikTok, you can get sober and say, yeah, I'm sober, I'm in recovery. But if you're not working on anything and you're just on TikTok, you're going to relapse. You've got to stay in the solution. You've got to stay helping others. You've got to stay looking within yourself and trying to learn about, why did I use drugs? What was going on inside of me that was causing me to seek out chemicals that would change the way I felt, right? Because there's a reason why we seek those feelings out. We seek those drugs out because there's something going on within us that we feel like we can't cope with whatever is going on in our life without changing the way we feel, And so part of the process of staying sober and getting healthy is taking responsibility and pinpointing, hey, I think I was using drugs because I was, I don't know what y'all are talking about. I needed you today. Oh, girl, you better get rid of it, girl. Or I hope you're talking about a big book so that way you can do your step work. And here's the thing, you guys, if you're already going to the dope man's house and buying the dope, Lord have mercy, honey. You better go ahead and, you better throw that crap away. It's I know that you have some kind of, I know you have some kind of self-awareness because you're in a recovery group and you're talking about dope that you hid in your bedroom or your closet or whatever. Like, if you have time to think about it, then you're fucking up. Like, because when I was getting high, I didn't think about shit but going and getting high. And there was no way I was going to go up into some recovery group and tell people I had it in my damn closet. You know, like, that's your warning right there. Like, I bet you $500 you do that shit and you croak, you die. You know, like, it's like, come on. This is literally God saying to you, like, you do not need to be using drugs. You need to change your life, you know? But here's the thing, you guys, like, I can tell people, flush your drugs, get away from the drugs, don't call the dope man, do this, do that. And it doesn't matter. Like, if that person has their mind made up and they want to do that, the only thing I can do is tell them to be safe. You know what I mean? Be safe. Make sure you have Narcan. Make sure you have somebody with you that you don't use alone and those kind of things, because I can't make anybody do anything, you know? But you can get off drugs, you guys, and if you don't put in the hard work to stay sober, then you're going to struggle, you know, and it's not an easy task. That's why my husband relapsed last year, because he wouldn't do any work. That's why, straight up. And I told him that. I would tell him that all the time. You're not going to stay sober if you don't start looking within yourself and figuring out why you're using drugs, why you're trying to escape life. You know? That's the thing. You have to find a reason within yourself. You have to be enough to want to stay sober. And that's the thing. You have to believe in yourself enough to want to want to change. And if you can't find something within you, like, you can use other things for motivation. Like, I used my son for motivation until I loved myself enough to want to stay sober for me. You know, you can use your mom and dad as motivation, your sister as motivation, until you find a connection with your own self, you know. But, you know, if you're that bad depressed where you are like, I have nothing, I don't want to wake up, then you need to go to see a therapist right away. Like, you need to make changes in your life, because you can't keep doing the same thing over and over again, expecting the different results, you know? You can't expect to, okay, well, I got up, I went to a TikTok live, and now I'm going to go back home and rest on my laurels. You know what I mean? I'm not going to do any work. I'm just going to, you know, watch TikTok. Girl, guess what? Brian said he was in rehab in Waverly. Was so descriptive about the place. That's great, girl. That's great. Congratulations. I'm glad he went to rehab. That's awesome. You know, for a second there, I thought you were talking about Brian Laundrie, girl. But now I know you're talking about that guy that you used to date. Like, you guys have got to get serious. Like, it's so discouraging, because it's not even hard. It's all it takes is you putting in, like, the work. Like, seeing people who had, like, thousands of days sober, and knowing in the back of my mind, like, okay, I see they have all this sober time, but I don't see them doing any kind of recovery program or therapy or anything. And I'm like sitting there and I'm like, damn, man, like, when's the shoe gonna drop? You know, like, honestly, you guys, like, you have to have something to help you heal. You can't just, like, it's impossible. I tried it. That's the only reason why I know. I tried to stay sober without any kind of, like, internal work, and I was miserable, and I hated myself, and I did not want to be sober because I was unhappy with myself. So you got to get in where you fit in, find somebody that you trust, find somebody that you look up to that has gotten more sober time than you, reach out to somebody at a meeting, find a therapist that will work with you, and get connected to those people. You know what I mean? Because working your job isn't going to keep you sober. And that's what a lot of people do. A lot of people get sober, they get a new job, they start doing really well at their job, they get promoted, and they're like, I'm going to put in all my effort and my work into this job because I got to make money, and that's what's important, because I got to pay these bills, I got to pay this rent. Well, you can't really fucking pay bills and pay rent if you can't stay sober to keep the damn job. So, like, getting a job and thinking that's going to keep you sober is, like, not going to happen. You know what I mean? I know, because I did that too. I got a job working for Kroger. I was working long hours, 60, 70-hour weeks, and I was making good money. And I would work my job, do really well for like 7 to 9 months, and then I would be like, I would stop going to my meetings. I would stop calling my sponsor. I would stop going to therapy. I would stop doing anything but my job. And then guess what happens? Crash, burn. You know what I mean? Not my husband did the same thing. That's what, because here's the thing. When we get sober, we're like so focused on trying to catch back up to where we left off. We're like, oh my gosh, I fucked up my life. I got to get back on track. I got to pay these bills. Like, you guys, if you don't build your foundation of the house that you're trying to build, which is your recovery house, if you build the foundation on quicksand, then your house is going to fucking sink. If you build your house on a fucking concrete slab, you know, like some fucking sturdy shit, then you're going to have a sturdy house. But that's the problem, is that a lot of people, I don't know if it's laziness or being afraid to do it, but they just want to build that house up so quick. They want to get back everything they lost due to their addiction. And that's just not how it works out, man. It took me like 3 years to get to a point where I had my car back, I had a home, I had money in the bank, like I didn't have any legal issues. Like, it takes time to work your way up the ladder, you know what I mean? So it's so important. Like, I cannot stress it enough. I seen Soberflex commented on my video from yesterday, and I like him so much, but I'm telling you guys, what are y'all talking about my teeth for? She has teeth because she brushed them every day. Oh, yeah. Well, you know, a lot of people that do methamphetamine and crack cocaine and, you know, pills and shit, like, a lot of the reasons why they lose their teeth is because of genetics. Like, their genetics are just shit, and so their bones are bad. I just happen to be lucky and have good genetics. Now, I had to have one tooth pulled out back here because it was rotten, like so bad cavities. But, I mean, I have crooked teeth, but I have pretty good teeth. And that's another thing, like, people commenting on my videos, like, you're trying to fucking, like, say that I'm lying and shit. Like, why the fuck would I lie about losing custody of my child to CPS because of my drug addiction? You know what I mean? Like, come on, spirit of Halloween. Like, this one dude commented and was like, this is so dramatic. Like, you really hit a brick wall? Yeah, I really hit a brick wall. Yeah. I was driving the rental car. My husband started having a seizure. Hey, Neil. Yeah. You remember that time we hit the wall because you were having a seizure in the rental car? Why would I lie about that shit? Why would I make that shit up? That's fucking stupid. You know what I mean? So when people come up on here saying, this is so dramatic, like, these are the real fucking stories, dude. Yeah, it was dramatic because I was high as fuck. You know what I mean? Like, why would I make that up? You know, like, being a drug addict is not something I'm, like, proud of doing. I'm trying to share my experience to help other people, you know? He has the pictures of himself waking up. Hey, let me see the picture with the tubes in his throat that I told you all about, because he was intubated. His mom sends it to him all the time to remind him not to go out and use drugs. It's like, I don't come on here because I'm like, woohoo, let's make up some meth stories. Like, these are legit, the real deal stories, you know? And I drove into a brick wall because I blacked out on Xanax. I drove past every hospital on fucking Markham and crashed us into a brick wall, you know, and my husband almost died. It was horrible. It was so scary. They had to put a thing in his, like, groin, like I don't know what it was, but it was going into his vein, and then they had that thing down his throat. Like, it was really scary. And we had probably been together for like 7 to 9 months at that time. Like, it was tragic. So, like, I cannot stand when people come on here and comment bullshit like that. Like, if you got me fucked up if you think I'm making up some stories about getting high. Like, the shit that I do remember is fucking crazy. You know what I mean? I hope they do too, June. I really do. That's why I share those stories, you guys, because they're kind of crazy and they're just wild. Because I can't believe that I did that shit. You know what I mean? Does it? Okay, you were on, then that's why. Good evening. Hey, Clean and Serene, what's up, girl? Yeah, he was intubated. It was the scariest thing I've ever seen in my life, you guys. I was like, what did I do? I mean, I just looked over and he was having a seizure. That was like the second time I had seen him have a seizure like that. So it was really scary. You know, having a near death experience with the person that you care about and it being your fault. That's what I felt like. It was my fault. And I had his parents just like looking down their noses at me, thinking it was my fault too, you know? And it was really scary. The only thing I knew was that we crashed. I don't remember anything after that. But anyway, I had to just go on a tangent about that for a second because I'm like, why would people comment things like, oh, you're lying about your stories, you know? Like, If any of you guys want to come up here, yeah, I'm okay. It just pisses me off. It pisses me off. And my fucking nail is, it's like, I don't understand like why people would ever think that, you know? And so it's discouraging whenever I'm trying to, you know, help people and make videos about recovery and then people are commenting stuff like that, you know? I've been really doing good about just ignoring it and not paying attention. And sorry about this, y'all. My fingers are driving me crazy because I have these hangnails and I've been picking at them all day. But today, I have not been really reading the comments lately, and that's something that I have to do is just not read the comments. But today, I was upstairs with my son, and we were watching Edward Scissorhands, and I was like looking at the comments, and I started reading them, and I was like, man, why am I reading these comments? Because it's always something, you know? It's always something. Just it's very discouraging. I don't care if you join as long as you're respectful. What's up? Yeah, I know you know, Tiffany. Hey, how you doing, hun?
Oh my gosh, I'm good. I did not think you were gonna like add me. What the heck?
Why wouldn't I?
Wait, I don't know. I thought you were. I guess it was just like me being insecure about like I don't know because you had like a lot of followers, I guess. But I don't know. Wait. So do you how long sober do you have?
6 years.
6 years. Oh my gosh, that's a lot.
How long have you been
Um,
sober?
I actually just got my 6 months.
That's great.
What?
Congratulations, man.
Yeah.
That's so awesome.
Oh, thank you.
What did you get sober from?
Mainly, so my DOC was what's it called? Acid and painkillers. So,
How old
um,
are you?
16.
Oh,
Yeah, I live in this county in Georgia, and it's like on the wealthier side, but a problem with that is a lot of kids just go around taking prescription drugs because a lot of people in this county work in the healthcare field, so they just like fentanyl, like any kind of thing that you can think of. Like I know people who do like IV ketamine and stuff. Like it's crazy. What state do you live in?
Arkansas. So tell
Arkansas.
me this. We need to know more about this. So you don't mind that we're on this live right now and that it's recording, you know, so you're okay with that?
Oh yeah, I literally tell. I'm so open about like my recovery, uh,
What
especially
about your
like within the
parents?
past
They're
few
not,
months.
they don't mind that you have a TikTok?
Oh no, they don't mind. Like they are actually recovering alcoholics too, so it's basically just like a whole thing. Um, but yeah, they support my recovery and everything like that. But
Good.
yeah.
Okay, so tell us about how you got started on acid and painkillers. What happened? When's the first time you used?
Okay, so the first time I used was it was pretty much like my I need to prop it kind of like escalated like very very quickly. I honestly just started at the beginning of quarantine when I was a freshman,
Uh,
just like smoking pot and all this stuff, and then the pot I was smoking was fake, so it was basically just like, okay, weed sucks, let's do other stuff. So I did other stuff, like if you can even say that, and it was kind of just like I thought it was so normal because so many people were doing it, and I never really like I had never heard of someone overdosing or dying in this county or whatever. So I was just like, I guess I was like really open to like using like different things because there wasn't really a kind of uh like this drug isn't that hard, then this drug is like harder. Like in my brain, it was just like, okay, drugs, whatever.
Mm-hmm.
Um, but it was pretty much just like I was just stealing money from my parents and my brother, and it got to the point where the only thing I could get was painkillers and acid. So I was just using acid like once a week and using painkillers and everything else in between that. It wasn't just acid and painkillers I was using. I was also doing like what's it called? Like okay,
Well,
so I got
let me tell you a story, okay, about acid.
okay.
When I was a kid, I was about your age. I was 17 years old. My best friend had a brother. His name was Alan. And Alan loved to trip acid. He would trip acid like all the time. And he wouldn't just like trip one little piece of acid. He would take like a sheet of acid. It was
No,
bad.
yeah, like I've taken like 10 at a time before. It
Well,
was really bad for me.
Alan lost his mind and never
Is
came
he
back
like
from it. And he ended up
mm,
hanging himself in a hotel room. So you can literally lose your mind and never come back from it from doing too much acid.
yeah.
You could go out and do acid tomorrow and never come back from it. That's how serious it is. And with the painkillers that you're getting, you don't even know if they're off the street painkillers, it could have fentanyl in it, and you could die.
I was getting them from like I would literally this is so bad. Like this is kind of maybe like the climax, I guess, of my active addiction. I would go over to people's houses that I wasn't even friends with, and I would sleep over there, and I'll just go through their medicine cabinet and rate it, and then leave like at 2 in the morning and never talk to them again. Um, I don't know why, but I don't know. It was just basically like I was withdrawing for like a couple weeks, but it wasn't like I honestly like forgot pretty much all of it. I don't like my memory from when I was in like 8th grade to now is just like very 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 like dull, I guess. Like a lot of people are like sharing their like getting high stories and whatever and whatnot, and it's just like I don't really remember any of mine because I was just like constantly out of it. Like I don't remember one time that I was not thinking about drugs and I was sober like within like that past 2 years.
Well, what are you
But
doing to stay sober now? How are you staying sober?
so I go to this support group called Full Circle actually, and it's basically like we we use the 12 steps. And are you familiar with the 12 steps? You use the 12 steps, right?
Yes.
Okay. So they're kind of like altered for us because it's just like a group of teens, like a group of like teen addicts and stuff. And I don't know, it's linked with this inpatient and outpatient programs, and it's called the Insight program and like step 2 and all this stuff. Uh, my mind keeps blanking. I'm just like
So
I don't know. I just
do you think that you're going to be able to stay sober from all drugs and alcohol
yes.
now?
Yes, I think I will because it's honestly to the point where it's like I honestly like early sobriety, it was kind of just like, yeah, I'm only staying sober like to get through high school and college, but it's really just like I don't want to go down that dark path again because it just like spirals out of control so quickly. Um,
Yeah,
and
it
like,
does.
yeah, once I'm in it, it's like 10 times harder to get out of. But yeah, I just really like don't think it's like worth it to even like do anything. But I actually this was like my turning point in sobriety. My maybe first 2 weeks after I was just like I was kind of like losing my mind. And one of my best friends that I actually invited to the group that I go to, he had his birthday party, but he was inviting all of his friends that we would all get high with. And I decided not to go because I was like, okay, they're going to drink. I'm not going to go. And they're like, we promise we won't drink, blah, blah, blah. So I didn't go. He got super mad at me, blocked me and everything, didn't talk to me for like a month. And then they drank. And he recently just got honest about it, drinking at the birthday party, because he's on what's it called? Step 9 right now. So he's making amends. And he did that to me. But I actually just finished inventory I haven't read it to my sponsor yet, though.
That's good. I see that, you guys. He's 16 years old and he's working the steps already. So some of you fools who can't even fucking get a sponsor or work a step or go to a meeting need to take notes because it's serious. Like, you have to do the work if you want to stay sober. Straight up.
Oh my gosh! I actually also went to my first AA meeting because I wanted to be like in like the just like see what the different kind of programs were like. I did get my 6-month chip. It's right here.
Awesome. Very
I don't
good.
know. It's really cool talking about it. Honestly, it's probably like my personality now because that's just like I love talking about it just as much as I love talking about drugs, and I kind of like am just like compelled to tell every single person I ever meet in my life. Like all my teachers know, my therapist knows. Well, she's my drug abuse counselor, but I don't know. I have had a lot of fun, and I've like learned to have fun without it. But
I'm proud
yeah,
of you,
it's
man. Very
and,
good. I'm
and
really
thank
proud of
you,
you. For real. That's a big deal.
thank you.
When I was your age, I didn't have enough wherewithal or self-awareness to realize I was going down the wrong path. I was just fucking wilding out, you know. So the fact that you've been able to see that you were making mistakes and then correct those mistakes and turn around, go the other way, is it's a big deal. So very good job. Congratulations.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. I really want you to come and share with us when you got it, when you hit your 1 year sober. Why don't you come and tell your story on here?
Okay.
You want to?
Yeah, I will.
It'll be a big deal. Like, we'll have so many people in here listening to you. So you'll have like an
Yeah.
hour long to tell your story, an hour and a half.
Okay. Oh, and one more thing. Did you ever read the Big Book or Beyond the Yellow Brick Road? Oh, okay. So do you know what a monkey fist is?
Do what?
Do you know what a monkey fist is?
A monkey fist?
Yeah, it's like wait. Let me get it.
I don't think so.
So basically, so basically in our group we don't get chips. We get these things. They're called monkey fists or like fistas. So basically the first day we go in, we get a little lead ball. It's called a wanna ball. Basically like saying that you want to get sober and you're like committing to stay sober for 30 days. And I don't know, I just got like promoted to like be the fist maker. So I like make these for everyone and I make them for people who get their year fist. So like for people who get 1 year, they get this, but it's like 365 different braids that come off. It's huge. It
Wow.
takes so long to make. I don't
That
know.
is
I
so
just thought like
creative. We don't do
I
that down
know.
here. We do like coins, just straight coins. And you can get them like
Yeah.
bedazzled and shit like that. But I've never seen that
Oh,
before.
that's
No.
cool. Huh.
That is
Did
so
you ever watch
creative.
Euphoria?
Yeah, I've seen it.
Yeah, okay. Like I've been trying to tell people like I think it's a really like important thing to know that like I don't know, that was just like kind of the thing that got me more into drugs.
Mm-hmm.
Um cuz I was just like I just watched it and I like would fantasize about just like having a gun held up to my head in a drug deal. Um
Why?
yeah,
Why?
I don't know. I have no idea. But like I just got out of alternative school. Like literally my life was so like terrible. I mean, and it's only like going up from here, but I don't know. I guess it's really cool to like talk to someone else about it that I haven't ever really talked to before.
Well, you're doing the right thing, okay? You got to keep on pushing forward and keep putting one foot in front of the other. Separate yourself from people who are going down the wrong path. Like, you can love them where they're at, but if they're going down the wrong path, you got to, you got to let them go, be where they're going to be at. You got to stay sober and working on you, you know?
Hmm.
Because you're going to have a lot of friends who are people in high school who are going to be using drugs, and they're going to have no end in sight. They're not even going to be thinking about stopping. So you have to learn from their mistakes and see, because you won't have a chance in college. You won't have a chance at, man, I'm telling you, I threw away my whole life because I was using drugs at a young age. And so if you want to have like an easy life when you get to be like my age, you need to be preparing at a young age. So that way, when you get to be my age, You got a good job, good education, money coming in, and no worries. Okay, kiddo?
Okay, that was really cool. Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Holler at me later if you need me. I'm always on here, okay?
Okay, thank you so much.
All right,
Okay,
bye-bye.
bye. Bye.
That was pretty awesome, huh, guys? 16 years old, already getting sober. See what I'm saying, man? That's amazing, dude. I wasn't even thinking about getting sober at 16. I was fucking cracked out. That's so awesome to me, you guys. Like, think about it. If he can get sober and change his life, then anybody can. You know what I mean? Like, he's already changing his thinking, which is huge. You know, so kudos to you, man. Congratulations. I can't wait to hear when you have a year sober. We'll have you on and you can share your story. You guys may not realize it, but there's more minors on this app than you would never ever imagine, and they're literally watching our TikToks and coming in here and being a part of the recovery group, and they're struggling with addiction too. You know, like addiction's not like, oh, sorry, you're only 12 years old. I'm not gonna let you have me. Like, there's people that are super young that are getting addicted that are struggling, and so we got to support them, you know, and give them encouragement, let them know that we're here for them, because this disease is no joke, you know. And I know I'm like snippety today, but I was really annoyed from that comment. And then also, like, it's super serious what I'm talking about. Like, I don't think people understand like how important it is to do the work to stay sober. Like, I know how hard it is, and I know that you don't want to like look within yourself. I know it's uncomfortable. I know it's stressful. I know it's easier. You know what? I know it's easier to go out and use, okay? I know that because I used to do it all the time, but staying sober is worth it. In fact, I have to call this girl because she was supposed to call me today every 3 hours, and I just realized she didn't call me every 3 hours. She's trying to get off of heroin and get onto Suboxone, and I was like, call me every 3 hours so I know that you're not using. So I hope to God that she's not using. Like, this girl that I'm trying to help right now, you guys, I've known her for like 3 years. I met her on my YouTube channel, and she, you know, relapsed and called me and let me know what was going on and that she needed help getting back onto her Suboxone. And for the last like 4 days, I've been trying to help her, but she keeps going and using, you know, and so I'm not in the same state as her. And so I was about to tell her, you know, like, fuck it, like, let's go to the methadone clinic Monday morning. If you can't stay off dope, then you need to go in there, because she has kids and I don't want her kids to get taken away from her. But this is like this kind of stuff that I'm doing on the weekend that's what I've been doing this weekend. And then earlier today, I was trying to work on 2 people that were trying to get into treatment while I was at the pumpkin patch with my son, answering phone calls, you know? So it's a lot of work, but it helps me stay sober. Like, if I didn't do the things that I do, I wouldn't be sober still. You know what I'm saying? And so it helps me to be of service to other people, and helps me to remind you guys that you gotta work, man. It ain't no joke. It's not easy, but you can do it. So it's fun too, staying sober, because you start getting your money back. Your family starts trusting you. Your kids love you so much. They want to have you around. Like, it really is, you guys. It's worth it. Yeah, totally worth it, man. I would rather be where I'm at today any day than be, you know, out in my active addiction. So Neil and Nate are making a pumpkin, you guys. I'm fixing to go in there and hang out with them. That's awesome. Good job. So what are you guys doing? Are any of you guys struggling with anything? Where's our homegirl that said she had dope in her closet? Does she go away? I hope you're okay, girl that came. Let me see if I can find her on here. Yeah, she's gone. She's not in here. So, anyway, 2 weeks ago, somebody came in and they were saying that they had their dope man like driving to their house to deliver them drugs. And I stopped the whole live and spent like 45 minutes trying to like help this person, right? So I want to share something with you guys. A lot of times, and I try to take every situation like seriously, and I try to help every person, but a lot of times people come in here to do that and they do it on purpose to kind of like get attention. And so it really throws off the whole situation, because you don't know, like, how do I know whether that person's being honest? You know, it's hard. Emily, that's okay, girl. I mean, I'm not judging you. You know that. I'm not going to judge you. I know y'all were there. And so a lot of times here, since I have been getting trolled by so many people, people will literally send people to come and do that. To be like, Nicole, I need help. And then I'll be like all worried about the person and trying to help them. And then, you know, it's just not even, it's all fake. And so it's really discouraging. You can come up here, girl. You're not drunk, are you? As long as you're not drunk, you can come up here. I'm not going to judge you. And drinking is a lot harder, I feel like, to get sober from, because you need to go to detox, Emily. So, you know, maybe you should look into some detox centers. Are you an everyday drinker? Are you drinking vodka? Are you drinking beer? What you drinking, girl? Because I think that kind of, I don't know how severe it is, you know? Hey, Eric, what's up? Binge drinker, yeah, okay. So you need to go to detox, girl, to be safe, okay? Like, are you trying to get yourself off? Because that's super dangerous. Don't do that, okay? What are y'all eating? I'm hungry. If you're drinking every day, you need to go to detox, okay? For real. Do you wake up in the morning shaking? Such a shame they do that when you could be spending your time on helping people who really need help. Yeah, I know. It sucks. Who are you talking about, Penny? I know you ain't talking about me. Because I ain't never seen you before in my life, honey. Put super glue on the hangnails. Do you see me? Like, I have that one, this one. I just pulled them all out. I need to honestly get my nails done, so that way I don't have that problem. When you have like 50 people in a live stream also, like, it's a lot of work to answer every person's question or every person's comment. You know, work really hard to do that. Yes, please go to detox. If you need help finding detox, Emily, I'll help you. You know I will, girl. No judgment from me.
There you go.
Oh, yeah. Okay. So I wanted to show you guys the picture that I'm telling you about from when we crashed into the wall. See it, everybody? See it? Yeah. So, yeah. So somebody commented on that video and said that I was making it up, that it was so dramatic. We were driving in, honestly, like, I'm looking at it right now and I want to cry because I feel like it was my fault. Yeah, no, I didn't mean to. We were so, it happened out of nowhere, like him seizing, you know what I mean? I looked over and he was just like, that, and that happened twice. One time with tramadol and then one time this last time. And I don't know if it was because I don't know what happened, you guys, but like he would start like choking and not being able to breathe and his lips would turn blue and I just fucking freaked out, you know? I didn't know what to do except for to drive, to the hospital. And then I didn't go to the hospital. I fucking crashed, but I tried to get him out. My friends got him out of the car and laid him on the concrete. And we tried to, get him to, come out of it and stuff and help him, but it was just so bad, you guys. Is this Emma?
Hey, girl, what's up?
Hey, Auntie.
Hey, baby, what's going on?
I don't know. I've been watching you for so long, and I felt it's about time that I get up here.
So tell me about your drinking. What do you drink and how much do you drink?
So it's kind of embarrassing, but
Don't be
I
embarrassed.
only
It ain't embarrassing. No, it's not embarrassing. It's okay. Okay.
okay.
So go ahead.
So I drink like White Claws, the coolers, and I
How
have
many are you drinking? Like a lot of them?
like 6 to 8 a night. Like I'll start drinking at nighttime, and it's just not okay anymore. Like I had been addicted to drugs as a teenager, and I'm 26 now, and I've been drinking heavily for like about 3 years. Because of my grandpa passing away, I felt like I couldn't really cope with life anymore. And like I'm lost because I've tried to talk to my drug counselor. I've called my family doctor about getting me into detox, and they can't find anything for me because I smoke medical marijuana, and they won't let me go there.
What
And I
state
don't
are you
expect.
in?
I'm actually in Canada.
Oh, I don't know
I'm in
anything about Canada.
Ontario. Yeah. So it just sucks because we don't have much to help people out, and if we do, it's like 4,000 a week to go to these places. Like I don't have that money.
So you
I
can't
don't
go to
know.
they don't have like a detox for people that are trying to come off alcohol, and they don't have
I've
to if you're not smoking at the place, like if you just go in. Oh, Tiffany says she knows a place that will help you because she's in Canada.
Oh my goodness.
Never Alone
Oh,
Support is her handle. Never Alone Support.
I'll make sure to follow.
You see what I'm saying? Like just by coming on and sharing about what you're going through, like there's people that will be able to help you. I don't have connections in Canada, but she lives there.
Absolutely.
And you
Because
just
I'm over.
smoke your weed, girl, but drink it every night before you go to bed. Like eventually you're going to have to drink more and more, and that's what happens. It might be 6 to 8 White Claws right now, but 2 months or 3 months or 6 months from now, it will be like liquor and White Claws, or just keeps on getting worse.
Yeah, and that's what terrifies me because it runs in my family, and so does drug addiction. Not that alcohol's not a drug, because it totally is. But yeah.
So when you go to bed at night, is it because you're depressed and you just can't get to sleep, so you're trying to drink yourself to sleep? I
It really
understand.
is. Yeah.
Have you talked to your therapist about helping you with some kind of sleeping medication, maybe?
Yeah, but like they prescribed clonazepam, and I can't take that with drinking.
No,
You
no,
know?
that would be really
Oh
bad.
no. Yeah. So
You're
that
gonna
kind
be
of
all
stuff.
right. There's help out there, and Tiffany will be able to help you. You're 26 years old, so it's not like you're not a young kid. Because a lot of the times when you're super young, it's hard to find treatment, like teenagers and stuff. And then when you're a little bit older, but like you're the perfect age to be going into detox and getting treatment. When I was your age, I was going in and out of detox and treatment like it was nobody's business. I would go into free places and I would go into places that they took insurance. So you can do it, I promise.
Thank you so much. And I just wanted to come up here because I knew that you would help me and others in the comments would. And I love being a part of this community. And I think I will get sober being part of this. So
We love having you here, and I really appreciate your support. Like I love seeing your comments when when you were like, you're my auntie. And I was like, you know what? My sisters, my sisters call me Cole. And then we all call each other, like my sister has a little boy named Nicholas and I'm his Auntie Cole. And then, my little boy calls my sister Aunt Michelle. And so I just thought that was super sweet. So I'll always be here to support you. I'm never going to judge you. I don't care, if you're drinking, during the live stream. I just want you to know that there's support out there and we're not going to judge you, okay?
Thank you. I love you so much, Auntie, and I love all of you guys.
I love you too, kiddo. So let's get you connected with Tiffany so that way we can work on getting you hooked up with some help, okay?
Absolutely. And I'll keep
All
you
right.
updated on that.
Okay, I love you, girl.
Love you. Love you so much.
Damn, y'all are going to make me cry again. So, oh gosh, I'm so proud of you, Emily, for coming up here and sharing. I know that was tough, man. Tiffany, will you help her, man? Because I don't know anything about Canada. I need to figure out more resources in Canada, because I don't have any. And I have a friend named Axel. He was looking for treatment too in Canada. And I suck at Canada stuff. So, you guys, if you're struggling and you're like embarrassed to come up here or you're embarrassed that people are going to judge you, I will not judge you. Like, for heaven's sakes, I don't even judge, I won't judge anybody. People try to harass me into judging people and turning my back on them I won't do it because I remember what it was like whenever I was in my active addiction. I was in denial. I was telling lies. I was manipulating. I was driving my car high. I was doing all kinds of shit, So I don't understand why when we get sober or certain people get sober, they expect to hold people that are struggling with alcoholism and addiction to some higher standard or something like that. We've all been there, but that's the problem is a lot of people forget where they came from. They forget what it was like to be struggling, and to not want to be alive and to be drinking and getting high every single day. And when you forget where you came from, then you become an asshole. So that totally it totally explains everything. It totally explains everything. And that's what has happened. Or the people that are doing all this on this app, you guys, they were never in recovery in the first place. So they never even knew what it was like to be kind and loving and tolerant and patient and non-judgmental because they were never in recovery in the first place. Just because you stop doing drugs and alcohol doesn't mean that you're in recovery. It takes a lot of work on the inside, changing the shitty person that you were, into becoming a good person. And that's the problem, is a lot of people on here never changed. They just took away the drugs and alcohol, and now they're miserable in their life because they don't have an outlet, So, I love you guys. I'm going to go stuff my face because I'm hungry as hell. All I had was French fries at the pumpkin patch today. So, I will be on tomorrow night, same time, 7:30 p.m. Central Standard Time. If any of you guys want to come on and share tomorrow night, we'll do the same thing. I really enjoy when you guys come up, so it kind of gives me a break a little bit so I can listen to you talk. So I'll see you guys tomorrow night, and I love you all very much.